Hello everyone, I'll be taking you through the process of installing and creating an SSH key. I believe you know what SSH key is, but if you don't, SSH key, SSH or secure shell, is a network protocol that users use to access unsecure network in a secured way. That is, if you want to access in another system, another computer or a remote computer through a network, and you want your communications to be secured because you don't know the status of the network that you are working with, possibly internet, you will need secure shell to do that, which is usually referred to SSH. Most of the time when you want to connect, you want to be able to remotely work on systems such as AWS, DigitalOcean, and some other cloud networks, SSH is now used to connect to the system, to the remote system, rather than password, which is not secure. So I will be walking you the process of installing SSH and generating SSH key, as I have said. And then the prerequisite is that I assume that you are using Windows 10 version 18.09 or higher. And of course, every Windows 10 comes with PowerShell, but the PowerShell that I will be using to install must have administrative privileges. So the first prerequisite is that you must be running Windows 10 18.09 or higher, and you must run your PowerShell with administrative privileges. Installing your SSH in Windows 10 is straightforward using these steps. So the first step is to check for the status of SSH on your system. This is just a check. Please open your PowerShell with administrator privileges. Make sure that when you are opening your PowerShell, you run it as an administrator. That is what I mean by that. I already have it open here, so as an administrator, if you check, you will see administrator. The reason is that the command that we'll be using, we require that we run as an administrator for us to do this, which I think you should understand. So the first step, check your SSH capability, I mean the state on your system first. Let me copy the code and then paste it. So this is it. If I run it, you will see two things. OpenSSH.Client state is installed. Then OpenSSH.Server state not present. Many people will say that install OpenSSH.Client, install OpenSSH server. But if all you want to do is just to connect to a remote server outside, you don't need OpenSSH server. All you need is client. Just your client is necessary. In this case now, our client is already installed, so we don't have any problem. But in case it's not installed, in case your client OpenSSH is not installed, you come here and you use this. You install OpenSSH.Client on your system. So although it's being installed, but I will still run it for you to see how it is done. When you click this, it runs and of course tell you that it's online and stuff like that. So your OpenSSH.Client is already here and it's ready to use. I can change the Get-WindowsCapability again, and you see that your OpenSSH.Client is already installed. And then the next thing, after we have ascertained that OpenSSH.Client is already installed, the next step is to use this command ssh-keygen. This command is what generates your SSH key for you. This SSH key that is generated is what you will use to be accessing the server. You use it to access your server as time goes on. So after copying and pasting your command here, just press enter, and you will see that it's asking you where should it save the key that is going to be generating. By default, your SSH keys are generated inside your users and then a folder called .ssh, and then by default SSH key that is generated is given ID RSA. So in this case I will just press enter because I want to use that particular part. If you want to use another part, you have to go and copy that part or type it and then press enter. So I'll press enter. In this case now it's telling me that OpenSSH ID RSA already exists. I want to override it, but if it doesn't exist it will just continue. But since it exists, I will just override it. I don't need it. So but if you need it, don't override it. So but in this case I will just override it. I don't need it. So it will not tell you to use a paraphrase. A paraphrase is like a password that you can use in combination with your SSH. For this example, I won't use any paraphrase. I will just leave it empty. I will press enter. So confirm the paraphrase again, press enter, and then my SSH is now generated. So if I go to my path, DC users John, you will see the folder that contains the generated key. Okay. Now if I opened my folder and I go to C, following that path, go to user, go to John, you see .ssh folder. That is where it stores everything. If you open it, you will see ID RSA. This is the file that was just generated now, and this is the public file. SSH key, when it's generated, creates two files. One is your private key, the one without any extension, and the other one is the same name but with PWB, which is your public file. You will be using your private key to access the server. You will copy your public key into the server that you want to be communicating with. Then you copy your public key, and then you use your private key to communicate it like that. Just a way of making your server secure. So we have taken you through the steps of installing SSH on Windows if it's not already installed, and generating the SSH key. Thank you.